Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Unscripted podcast. Today I have my guest, Raphael Jones. And Raphael, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Raphael. I'm currently a freshman at the University of Pittsburgh, and I'm here with my great, amazing, wonderful cousin.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so first we always talk about how we met our guests, so let's let Raphael tell you the story.
Okay, so it's actually a crazy story, right? So, being cousins, we grew up around each other, spent almost every day of our lives for a good period of time with each other, because we grew up in Syracuse, New York, and her house was about 15 minutes away from my house. Mm-hmm. So we spent every day for about, 5 years?
Yeah.
Just together, just hanging out. And then one day, they left me, and I was kind of bored. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were all born in Syracuse.
Yeah, me, you, Lizette.
Yeah, and we moved when I was 6, my sister was 4, and then we basically grew up together.
Yep.
And that's one thing about our family, we're very, very close. All the first cousins, we grew up like siblings essentially. All of our vacations were together. I don't think I could really remember a good vacation that you and our cousin RJ weren't on. So
yeah, I mean, I just took a vacation in Thanksgiving time, and I told my mom, like, man, I don't know how I did it without him. I was actually so bored. It's kind of weird because at first you're like, man, I'm tired of those guys, but after a while you're like, man, I really miss my cousins. So not to boost you guys up too high.
No, but I mean, it's true. I remember we'll go on like some vacations, like with my mom, my dad, and my sister, and I'd be like, wow, this is boring, because there's not like somebody pulling some sort of prank or something crazy happening, like pouring water in somebody's mouth. I don't even know when somebody's sleeping, playing hide and seek, getting cobwebs in our hair. Yeah, it's always
hide and seek. That's our staple game, hide and seek.
Bad things happen.
Nah, man, they can tell you stories. I'm the greatest hider of all time. That's all you got to know.
Okay, guys, but in our podcast episode today, the theme is going to be talking about growth and how growth usually comes when there's some sort of change, whether that change is anticipated or a change that's sudden. But we're just going to kind of talk about how growth can kind of affect all of us, no matter how old we are, and it's going to continue to affect us. But it's basically our approach to that change and how that turns into growth. So we're just gonna jump right in, and I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, but I just want to start off. So what's one instance you think, like what's one of the biggest changes that you think has like turned into like a big moment of growth for you?
Well, there's a couple, but like the biggest change for me, being a guy, I was like kind of like outside active a lot, like playing a lot, was when I tore my ACL. It was hard because like you go from like thinking like, not that you're invincible, but like kind of like you're invincible, like, cause I've never been hurt, never broke a bone, never had anything like that. The longest I was ever out was when I had to get my wisdom teeth out. And that was for like a week. But then one practice, you just turn the wrong way, plant your foot the wrong way, and you're done for like 6 to 8 months. And you're not doing anything, you're not practicing with the team, you're at PT every day, and it kind of shows you like, well, for me, that change kind of like fostered and grew my love for like playing and being around like sports and stuff, and like also taught me a lot about myself, like who am I without it. So like now, without playing a sport with a team now in college, it's kind of like I've already been used to like not having that sport, so that kind of taught me lessons that I still use today. But I'd say that's probably the biggest change. That and like, I feel like everybody went through it, but like the pandemic, when we all had to be inside and like, there's no in-person school. It was tough at first because like, I don't do well online, and you have to like wake yourself up, you gotta log into Zoom, you gotta turn your camera on. So it was kind of really good. That was another big one for me, is kind of going online, and then you kind of learn about yourself there too, like what works for you, learning what doesn't work, and then that just kind of helps you.
And I feel like the pandemic has kind of been like a big change for like everybody.
Yeah.
Like the last person that I had on the podcast, she was talking about how that changed the trajectory of her music career and how that changed it completely. And even just for us who were like in school, I was in 6th grade, you were in?
I was in 8th grade, like the end of 8th grade going into 9th grade.
Yeah. I feel like everybody, it's like, that was just so weird. I'm just gonna start off by just saying
No,
like,
it wasn't even just like, cause like you see it in movies all the time when they're like, oh yeah, disease broke out and this many people died. You're like, man, it's just a movie. Like it would never be that crazy. But when it happens to you, like I genuinely thought like in my like 12, 13-year-old mind that like the world was over. Like we were never leaving the house again. I thought like we were stuck, and
yeah.
somehow, some way we made it through. But like in that moment, when you're in your room every day, everybody was. I remember when they made the announcement, they were like, "Oh yeah, you guys get 2 weeks off of school." And like I know it sounds like cliche now. I say, "Oh yeah, you guys get 2 weeks off of school," but like no, they really told us like we get 2 weeks off of school. Everyone was in the hallway like, "Yes, we get to go home for 2 weeks." I was actually sick because I was actually like scared. I'm like, wait, we don't got school for 2 weeks. What am I gonna do every day? And then it just shut down for months and months. And then I was like, man, see, you guys are all excited about not having school. But I was trying to tell you, it was not gonna be fun. It was not fun at all.
Yeah, I was so excited. I was one of those kids that were jumping up and down.
I shed a tear.
I was excited. But I think the time I wasn't excited was when they told me that I need to start setting up my Google Meets.
Yes.
Because
school still exists. Like we thought like school was over. No, you're not going back to school, and now you still have to do schoolwork. It was just bad.
I'd be sleeping through all of my Zoom classes for those first couple months. That was pretty bad. But I think that COVID also taught us a couple of life lessons I feel like we wouldn't have learned without it. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it brought us together. I don't know, in a way that like, sure we were all doing stuff like as a family before, but before we all had our own like not lives, but like
kind of like your own like thing that you're doing. Like, I mean, me and my mom, we got super close because I mean, she only could go to work and go home, and I could only be at home. I couldn't do anything. So it's just like we're always together, always watching movies. You're always like talking, and then like you just get really close really fast. Like me and my mom have always been close, but like during that point in life, like she knew everything about everything I was watching. Until like she would tell me like some of the stuff. She would notice some of the characters on the TV. I'm like, how do you know? She's like, you watch it every day. I'm with you every day. Like how? Like why wouldn't I know? So it was kind of cool to see like me and my mom kind of becoming the same almost.
Yeah, it feels like you were like forced to bond with your family. Not that it was like forced, but like it was just like, you know, I mean, we're family. Obviously, you're gonna get tired of people if you're with them all the time. But I feel like COVID definitely brought us all together in a way that we wouldn't have been able to be like before, if that makes sense. But kind of bouncing back onto how the change kind of filters into growth. You were talking about your injury, and I feel like that's something that also a lot of people can kind of like relate to, especially because in our generation, especially like where we go to school, a lot of people are student athletes. That's a big thing. There's so many people like getting injured all the time. That's a big thing. And I feel like once you get injured, you feel like everything is just like,
because they tell you like, I mean, I still remember exactly like where I was like sitting. I remember when I first read the paper. When I first went to the doctor's office, they give you like they gave me a paper. I was like, it said suspected anterior cruciate ligament tear, and I was like, what does that mean? And then something just clicked in my brain, ACL, and it was like, I was like, oh please don't let it be that. Don't let it be that. That's the worst like thing you ever hear in like sports. You know, people don't come back the same. Or, like it's just like a long time not playing. And it was just scary. And then I remember when they showed me, he was like, it's funny now, but in the moment it wasn't funny. But he said to me, so this is your right knee and this is your left knee. See your right knee right here? You see your ACL completely intact, that line right there? And he panned the camera to the other side of the screen, and it's just my left knee, and it was gone. He goes, yeah, it's gone. And now it's funny, but like then, I was like, man, I shed one of those, you know, movie tears, just want to roll it down. Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. There's nothing else you can say, so it's just like, the next thing you know is like, how much faster can I get back? What's the next plan of action? And then like, you're just down for a long time, and then you're just sitting there doing nothing watch on the sidelines, just do nothing.
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't really relate to that extent, but
Yeah, but
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, but I guess I was fortunate because kind of you have like nagging like little injuries, which I'm glad I don't have. But like you never had the big one.
Yeah.
Like some people go through it like saying like, oh my hamstring or like my knees hurt all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just different types of injuries, and like, you never want anybody to get injured in any capacity. But, like, yeah, it taught me a lot because like I said, now I'm not playing, so it's like I already knew who I was when I wasn't playing because I already experienced that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same.
And for context, which sports did you play?
During that time, I was playing football, and I played basketball. I mean, I played basketball. I started playing basketball in 10th grade when I came to Montour with my cousins. I couldn't let them escape me. I had to come back, follow them, go to the same school. So I played basketball in 10th grade, and then that summer going into 11th grade, I started playing football, and then that's when I tore my ACL. And then I started back playing basketball going into my senior year, going to Swickley Academy, which is like a lot of different schools, but
And you played baseball.
Yeah, but baseball is more like
and technically you were in track for like
No.
you were in indoor.
No, I ran indoor, but I did run outdoor at Montour at like 10th grade. My sport was my event was long jump. But yeah, I mean, I was never really fast though. Like for boys, I wasn't really fast. But then you go to Swickley, and it's like it's different levels of competition. So I was faster. I looked faster there, but at Montour I was slow.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of. But yeah, I tried a little bit of everything because like when I was growing up, I always liked sports, but I never like played in like a organized setting. So I didn't start with it. But once I started playing basketball in 10th grade, I was always kind of like looking for like what's the next thing that I'm gonna do. So
Yeah, that makes sense. For context, I run track. I danced since I was 2, but up until this year, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say we're a pretty athletic family. We all like.
Yeah, I think you guys are a little bit better than me. A little more athletic. You guys got it a little earlier.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean, these guys the life of the party if you didn't know with the dancing. So. We have our other cousin RJ. He plays a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
Pretty tall. He's good.
Guys, we used to be the same height. That went out the window once. Like one day, he just came in and he was like,
Yeah, those are dark times for you guys. So
I used to be taller than Raph.
yeah, she used to be taller.
I used to be taller than Raph, but yeah, those were some times.
Yeah. But I don't really dark times. I generally just couldn't. You don't really get it until now. Like, oh man, my cousin was taller than me.
Because that's 2 years younger than you.
Right. See, now she's dragging it. Let's go back to the change.
Yeah. So
Get back on topic.
back on topic. So I want to talk about a little bit about your move from Montour to Swickley, maybe from Syracuse to here. Kind of just like that change in environment, that change, like just like environmentally. If you understand that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like so like I guess for context, I was born in Syracuse, like you guys we've already mentioned. I mean, I love Syracuse. I'll never have anything bad to say about it. I lived in Virginia until I was 5 with my grandparents, and then we went to Syracuse. And in Syracuse, like you're just a kid, so it's not much like learning about yourself, I guess, because I was like 5 to like 12, and you're just having fun. Like I'm just having fun every day with my friends, just doing nothing, going to school. Like I used to draw a lot, which is something I wish I still could do, but it's terrible now. I can't draw anymore. But yes, I mean, growing up, it was just kind of fun. I just chilled by myself. I was always like, not a loner, but like, when I was at school, I would have fun. But then when I went home, I would like to be like alone in my room, like just drawing, watching cartoons, doing anything like that. But then COVID comes, and that kind of facilitated the move to come here, because I think Auntie had told my mom that you guys were back in person at like the beginning of the school year. We had my school had no plans of like being back in person for a long time. And I was struggling in school. Like it was bad because I never really got that good habits to like, be an online student. You know, it was just kind of hard for me just to like get it and stuff. So then I come with my cousins, and I'm in a ninth grade.
Yeah.
It's the end of ninth grade, and so it was a hard spot. I guess like we have 4 market periods, and I think I came halfway through the third, towards the end of the third, and the worst thing is like going to the cafeteria, because like I was so worried about who am I gonna sit with. I don't know anyone. I don't want to talk, and like it's high school. You don't have recess, obviously. You don't have like times to like play with, like meet people. And, like,
you can't just walk up to somebody on the playground.
There's no playground.
Yeah.
There's nothing. But like you know, I haven't made new friends since like elementary school, because that's the last time I ever changed anywhere I was at. I was in the same school for my whole life up until that point. So then we had a thing called PLTs, which is not a recess, but it's kind of like recess.
Yeah.
And so and then I had like a weightlifting class and an English class. And then my 2 first friends came from my English class and that weightlifting class. And then they kind of just took me in and were like, oh yeah, we're going to lunch at A Block. A Block was the first lunch, and I ate lunch with them. They asked me all these questions. I kind of like lost all my social skills during COVID. I wasn't really good at talking to people. I was kind of quiet. And then like after a while, I kind of opened up, and then like we were like really close for like the rest of the school year. Played basketball over the summer. We were hanging out over the summer, stuff like that. And then came back in the fall, and then it was kind of like I was eased in now. So then I kind of acclimated, and that changed. So that changed from like, I think the only reason I changed a little bit harder was because not only was I moving schools, but I went from like no human interaction or very little like human interaction to like, oh, you're back in school now. Plus, you have to meet all these new people and make all these new friends.
Yeah. I mean, I think the experience that I might have had that might have been a little bit similar would just be my transition from Montour. That too. Because for context, we lived in Syracuse until I was 6, then we moved to Philadelphia when I was 6, and we moved from there when I was 9. So we were there for 3 years, and then after that we moved here to Pittsburgh. That was still in elementary school when I moved to Montour, so I would say that I had friends, but those are like, you know, playground friends, so people that we could meet pretty easily. But my freshman year, I moved to Sewickley, and I think that was definitely scary. I think I really liked Montour. That's the first thing I want to say. And in fact, when I found out that I was coming to Sewickley, I kind of cheered up a little bit, because I feel like I was so excited about like something new, but
then you forget like,
yeah,
all your old friends. Yeah, it was kind of hard because, you know, common theme in the story, guys. Wherever they go, usually I'll be right behind them. I'll follow at some point. I was trying to be different this time. I went a year later, and I was just like, nah, I'm not going to private school. I'm staying, because like, you know, you do the move once, and you're like, man, why would I do that again?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think I just had to talk to my mom, and the thing that just kept bothering me was like, what if, like, and it was kind of like, well, I know what I have here, but I don't know what's there for me. So if I miss something there, like, man, why didn't I go? And if I miss something at home, at least I know, like, well, it was always there, you know? So I kind of said, like, you know, try something new, and if you don't like it, at least you know you don't like it, rather than keeping you up at night saying, like, why didn't I go? So I kind of, so that was my second kind of school transition, was going to Sewickley senior year. And I'm like, I don't know, people, when I tell people I went to a different school senior year, they're like, oh, that must have been so tough. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it wasn't really tough. I mean, I had a good group of friends, like a good group of boys, good group of like, my grade was like all like really like, they took me in. I had really did no work. Like it wasn't like, I didn't really make any friends. Like they kind of just like took me in as if I was there for a long time. And then the school community itself just embraced me, and it was kind of nice to see. I didn't do very much. Like people always praise me, like, oh wow, you did that, you moved and you made it look so like easy. Well, it was really like them that like made it easier for me, and I guess because I had family there, so it's kind of like when the first day, I think I talked to them a lot. Yeah. And then like after that, people just started like, oh yeah, we're for doing this, we're doing that, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going with the flow. And
also, it's kind of nice because you play basketball, so you knew all of those people too.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys were my first friends, you know, and they were the closest thing to like what I had at home, because like all my friends before were my teammates, so it's kind of the same way. All my friends at Swiftly were my teammates, and that's what I talked to a lot. And,
I think it was pretty much the same for me. When I came to Swiftly, it was my teammates that were my first friends, because I played soccer. I decided to try out soccer, and preseason I walk in there, and I think we're similar in the way that we're kind of quiet when we don't know people, but that's when you get to know us, that's when we start talking a lot more. And I did not say a word. And these two girls, they pretty much took me in, and I started sitting with my first friend at lunch, and I remember I didn't really start talking to them till like a month later, and she told me at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, I thought you couldn't talk.
yeah, that's what they told. I swear we're kind of the same, because I mean, when I went to Montour, like coming to Swiftly, I talked a little bit more, because I was a little bit more like sure of myself, and like I knew what to say and kind of stuff like that, because I did it before. But coming to Montour, like they told me like they thought I didn't like them, like they thought I didn't want to be there. I mean, it's not that I didn't want to be there. I just really just genuinely just didn't know what you wanted me to say. Like I didn't know what we were talking about. Like, and then like I think one day we had like some argument, you know, the age-old argument. It's like some sports. I think it was like LeBron or Jordan. And then like I just was talking the whole lunch, and then after that, it was kind of like it was over from there. I just kept talking and talking and talking. Now they get tired of me.
Yeah, and I remember people telling me, like, Raph is so quiet, and I'm like, you just don't know him. That's the thing, like.
Cause that move was kind of hard too, cause like, I kept thinking about my other friends, so it was kind of weird. Yeah. But then like, you kind of like, remember that like, these are new friends. It's not like you're replacing the other friends, but these are more friends that you have instead of like, these people are being replaced. And then like, you kind of are able to open up and like, have fun with them and stuff.
Yeah, and I think it also teaches you who your real friends are, because I feel like most of those friends who are real, they're still gonna call you.
I still see all my friends like a good amount. So it's like,
and especially with sports too, you're still connected. You're gonna see them.
I watch a lot of their games. I don't know about you. I know I watch one football game, 2 football games, and then I watch some basketball. But
yeah, I go to some of the football games, Montour football games. A lot of my friends were on the track team, because at Montour, something that I did like to kind of like acclimate you to like the high school track team. The middle school would play with the high school, or practice like by the high school sometimes. So that was nice. So I knew a bunch of people from high school from the track team.
Not even just sport. I feel like if you just have anything, like once you find someone with common interest, because when I went to Montour, I wasn't playing anything. Like I didn't even pick up a ball yet. I think I was in 9th grade. So I picked up a ball like in the middle of 9th grade summer, and then it was kind of just like, oh yeah, I want to actually try and be good at basketball. But like at first, it was kind of just like a common ground. Like we found common ground what we like to do, and then like they just took me in from there. So sometimes sports is good, you know, like band, theater, like anything that you guys like to do. Find people that like to do the same thing. Which I mean, kind of sounds obvious, but it's hard to think. It's hard to think of obvious things when you're in such like a stressful situation. You're like, oh man, who am I gonna eat with today, or who's gonna talk to me? Am I gonna be a weird kid or whatever?
Like the more you think about it, it's harder to not have friends than to like. If you don't try. If you do, wait.
You just have to.
I'm trying to think about like how I'm trying to say this. Like,
I get what you're saying. Like, everyone has their own like people. Cause I remember, I forget who I was talking about this with, but it was kind of like an eye-opening thing. Like, everyone's gonna find their people, and as long as you're just yourself, that's why I preach to everybody: just be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. And there will never be. I mean, it's always gonna be tough times, but like, I don't want to speak for anyone and say there's never gonna be tough times. But if you try your best, hopefully someone will see that you're a good person, or like want to be around you or whatever. So like the move is easier, or whatever you're going through is easier.
And take it from people that have moved a couple of times.
I'm moving. I switched a lot, and I had to sit here and think about it. But like, I don't know. The other thing that kind of helped me, and this is not good advice, don't take this advice, but like with anything that I do, I don't ask any questions. Like I don't sit up at night thinking about like when I was going to surgery. That's like your mom. No, I think I got it from my mom, right? Because when I was going to surgery, there would be people that stay up at night, right? and watch the videos like what's gonna happen to your knee, what are they gonna do to you, how are they gonna do this, how are they gonna do that, what do you do afterwards, what's the process of ACL repair. I couldn't care less. I went to the doctor's office. I didn't know anything that what they're gonna do to me. All I know is when they asked me where do you want your graft to come from, that's the only time I ever knew anything. I said quad tendon. And after that, I don't know what they cut, I don't know what they did to me. And it's the same way we're going to a new school. Like I didn't ask any questions like, oh, what's my where am I gonna do this? Where am I gonna do that? I just kind of went to school, and then please just let it happen for itself. I didn't ask like, oh no, who am I gonna see today? Or I didn't go on the Instagram. Some people like to do that, just find people that are at school. I just showed up to school, and I was hoping, please God, be my friend. But don't do that. Unless you want to. That's up to you. I'm not advising anyone to do that.
That's not advice. But so I think we're about to soon end the podcast episode. But with all of my guests, I always do a little game. And since we know each other pretty well, we're family, we're gonna play a different game. We're gonna do like a little about us type of game. So we're gonna ask questions about each other,
Okay.
and we're gonna see how many we can get in a
Okay.
minute. So it can't be like questions that we don't know, but
No. So we've been talking about, oh yeah, we hang around each other, so it's be kind of embarrassing. I don't know anything.
okay. So I have a minute here, and I'll tell you this is yes, you got it correct.
Okay.
There you
What's
go.
what's the question?
Okay. So what is an artist that I like?
Sizzle.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. What are name 3 sports I played?
Oh, soccer.
Track.
Soccer, track, and dance.
Yeah, good. What's an injury that I've had?
Oh, is it your hamstring or like, yeah, I say hamstring and your toe.
Yes, that's correct. What's one of my favorite foods?
You could say try stuff. I don't know any of your favorite food, but I know one of your favorite food places is like Starbucks. or
Yes,
Starbucks.
yes, okay, that's good. What's a food that I would never eat? Or that I wouldn't eat?
Watermelon.
Yes, that's good. Okay, wait.
You can't stand the smell of watermelon.
What's a weird food that I would eat? Oh, that's it. Well, guys, you got all of them right. So if I get anything wrong, it's about to be really embarrassing. Okay, so tell me what goes on now.
Okay, well, who's my favorite artist?
Drake.
Thank you, that's easy.
That was easy.
What's my favorite color?
Red.
Yeah. What else? Say, what's my favorite number?
Was this a number? I feel like I know this.
It's a number that you see me wear. These, like when I had a choice, because like, 10th grade I didn't have a choice.
I'm trying to think. I know it, but I can't think
It's a
of
single
it.
digit.
7,
No, it's a single. No, it's not.
8, 6.
No, it's 3. It's 3.
Oh, it is. I
It's
feel
3.
stupid. Okay.
What else? What's my favorite food?
There's foods that you like, and then there's foods.
Just give me like a food down.
You like jollof rice.
Yeah, jollof rice. That's good. I eat that a lot. My favorite. I couldn't think of anything else.
Well, that's good. I
was gonna say what's my favorite show. That would have been I don't have a favorite show.
I don't know. That's why I was like.
You could have said Swagger.
But that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, what was your favorite quarantine activity?
I don't even have any activities. All I did all day was wake up, right? If I woke up. I wake up, eat, watch TV, maybe do some schoolwork. Don't.
Or if I had forced you to do something like a video.
Oh yeah, that was later. That
show.
was later in quarantine because that was like towards the end of my quarantine experience. I remember. Well, I came here like April, March.
Yeah.
And then like I had to go to school like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
That was fun though. It was like adding a new playable character to like a game.
Alright, this guy called me a playable character.
A new playable character to like a game where we only have the same people in the house for like a good like 6 months already.
I guess that's true because like I had like 7 new characters. Everybody in the house. So you know, it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to walk outside, see the neighbors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Okay, everyone. So that completes our episode for today. If you like this episode, make sure that you share it and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button.